Today I want to talk about Ruto's last card. Indeed, the only card. And it is a top secret. A secret held by Ruto and those very close to him. And this must be very few people. But before I share that secret, let me talk about UDA. Because that is what is going to inform what I'm going to say. I begin by posing a question. Why do you think Deputy President William Ruto is insisting on one strong national party? Specifically, he does not want to build a coalition with other parties. Why do you think he's saying he's not going to admit of briefcase parties, small parties, the likes of Moses Kuria's parties, Mwangi Kiunjuri's party, the Usawa party of the Murang'a governor, and so many of these parties that would have loved to work with him? Why do you think he is not ready to work with what he's calling tribal parties? But more seriously, why do you think Ruto is insisting on UDA being one big party, knowing so well that is what will cost him the presidency? Why would Ruto insist that he will not work with other parties? Yet he knows in this country, if you try to go it alone, however strong your party will be, you will not make it. He knows that. Yet he is insisting UDA will remain one national party, big. And indeed, to the surprise of many, UDA is already a big national party. But this is going to cost him the presidency. He's so aware. Why? And that is the secret, ladies and gentlemen, I want to share with you this morning. And it is as simple as this. Ruto knows he will not be president in 2022. Ruto is not gunning for the presidency in 2022. Ruto is an intelligent politician. He has looked around and come to the conclusion 2022 is not for him. The other side has it. He knows. This is not something he can share with people. He will share with a few people. And for your information, it will remain a secret. If he shared with Murkomen, Cheriot, my friend, and Sudi and the rest, you get where I'm going. The mafia have a secret called, I think we used to call it Omerta when I was reading those funny books. Some little Kalenjin is in me. So I'll say we have ours by way of Monken. I don't know. You can keep a secret among yourselves. UDA is what is defining Ruto. Aware that he will not make it to the presidency, Ruto is preparing a strong party. Ruto is preparing to control the legislature, Senate, National Assembly, county assemblies, and believe me because the other side of Uhuru and Raila do not know this secret, because they do not know this secret, the secret that Ruto has given up on his quest for the presidency, they are still approaching these elections as if the thing they need to do is beat Ruto. Ruto has beaten himself. He's taken a walk. But he wants to control parliament in two ways. One, by way of quantity, the number of MPs in county assemblies, in Senate, the National Assembly. And the two, by way of quality. That some of the legislators, some of the MPs that Ruto will put in the National Assembly, in Senate, will be some of the toughest men and women you can get in this country. Why do you think he's doing that? First, let us recap that Ruto knows 2022 is gone and is not campaigning for the presidency. He's campaigning to ensure UDA is a strong party so that he will control parliament for relevance. And that's not all. That is not all. Ruto is aware that 2022 is a serious game. Whoever wins 2022 will vanquish the person they will have defeated. Because from 2018, Ruto has been stubborn. He has irritated. He has annoyed. He has dismantled games by Raila and Ruto. Everybody, and I've said repeatedly, without even shame, that I never knew that if you put Raila and Uhuru, there will still be another game waiting. I knew it was game short, but I was wrong like many people. And therefore, Ruto has defied even logic. Nobody expected him to have put up the fight he put up. For that reason, the other side has not been happy. He has harassed them so much. Immediately after winning, they will embark on politically finishing him. And Ruto is aware. He's aware about that. But because he's not going to win, equally even him, the people have been bad on his side. They have not allowed him to enjoy space as a deputy president. They have put every imaginable obstacle in his way. They have humiliated him. They have embarrassed him. And therefore, even he, William Ruto, if he were to win, the other side will not be, they will know it will be tough for them. I just mean political harassment. I'm not talking about those other stupid things. And as I talk about being vanquished, this is not just empty talk. William Ruto, being smart, he knows immediately after Raila lands State House, there's going to be a strong legislative agenda to make him do certain things that require the cover of law. So he will move with speed to put certain laws in place to help him do certain things, especially with an ever-alert judiciary that we have today, and an alert civil society that is beginning to reclaim its space. There are not many things you'll do with Kinaokio Mtata. So he will need legislative cover to do the things he will need to do to bring about the desired change that he has always dreamt about. Ruto will want to disturb that. But more importantly, in the legislative agenda, Ruto will be Raila will be moving with Uhuru to reinstate BBI. And it's an attempt by Ruto to ensure he scuttles that. Because the moment you put BBI back on space, it will mean they will have created an infrastructure that will move them forward as a team 10, 15, 20 years, and there will be no space for Ruto. So Ruto will have to have a force in parliament that will scuttle any legislative attempt by Uhuru and Raila to create an infrastructure through BBI that will enable them to remain in power for 20, 30 years and implement their schemes. And he knows, therefore, since he's not winning, and indeed is not going for the presidency, to protect himself from being vanquished by Raila and Uhuru when they win, he's preparing this juggernaut, this tough party, and not the presidency. And now this brings me to some of the people who are trooping to UDA. I must begin with my brother, Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi. My DVD. If what we are hearing is true, if you think you are going to UDA, you are moving into a burning house. You are moving into a house that's collapsing. It will fall on you. Because that secret, Ruto will not tell you. To those who are negotiating with Ruto and UDA, that, okay, I want to be governor, this so-and-so wants to be governor, I'm Khalwale, Malala wants to be governor, let's settle on Malala. So that I, Khalwale, will be made minister in your government. I have bad news for you. There will be no Ruto government. So for people who are trying to troop to UDA, hoping that even if they lost in the elections, there will be a ministerial position, there will be an ambassadorial appointment, Ruto will not be president, so there will be no position he will give anybody. This is bad news, but I'm sorry, by the nature of my work, sometimes I share bad news. And the bad news this morning, as I shared with Kenyans, is that Ruto is not gunning for the president. He knows there's no president for him. He knows the deal is done. He's a good gambler. A good gambler knows when to walk away. He's taking a walk. But as a smart politician, he's preparing UDA to ring fence, to protect him. And nobody will ignore William Ruto after 2022 because of UDA, because of his strength in parliament, because of the quality of the members of parliament from UDA. It's not just to frustrate Raila. It is, you need, if you are not in power, you need some control. Look at America, for example. Look at the game between who controls Senate, who controls Congress, House of Representatives. Look at the midterm elections. Look at how a party, aware that it may not have a strong candidate, perhaps the president has done 2 terms, and they look around, you are the Republican Party, and you see your chances of winning against a certain candidate that the Democratic Party is likely to put forward, like Obama. You know it's a gone case. You are not going to win. So what do? They ensure during the midterm elections, they control the House. So that even as the next party wins the election, they have the House in controlling the House. And that is the kind of thing, the kind of thinking Ruto is having. That yes, I'm not going to be president in 2022, but I have to control the House. I have to control National Assembly. I have to control Senate. I have to control a majority of the county assemblies so that I not only remain relevant, but I ensure I scuttle all attempts by the government, by the Raila government, to come up with legislation that can complete the schemes they have of running the country for the next 20, 30 years. So while Raila is still perhaps sleeping and getting people to go to parliament in the normal way, so-and-so is my friend's son, so-and-so has helped finance the campaign, so-and-so is this and this, and therefore I advise Uhuru and Raila, go out and scout for smart politicians to take to parliament. It's not too late. Advise Raila, for example, look at Nairobi and count the number of seats you can get without a sweat, and scout out for people. I'll give you a good example. Sifuna is the kind of man you need in the National Assembly, not Senate. Put him in Westlands, for example. Put him in Langata. Sure bet. That is how the handshake team should be playing this game. Finally, I must repeat that Ruto is a smart politician. He has looked and seen that 2022 is not for him and is preparing UDA. So my brother, Wycliffe Musalia Mudavadi, if you are going to UDA, that you'll be given a powerful ministry, that you'll get 30% of government, that you'll be given so many ambassadors, think twice. Those things will not be there. Because Ruto is not going for the presidency. Ruto is simply preparing a tough party to harass those who will be in power so that they can leave him alone. And that is a smart move from William Ruto.